All right, we have it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Holy, dude,
Happy
I'm afraid of.
Christmas.
Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, the Mass of the Christ, the Christos. If we don't grab these electrons and let Santa's sleigh ride, we're never going to make this. This has
Yeah,
been a shockingly hard uphill battle to secure this time and space for electron transfers to
for
these
real.
orbits.
It has been well negotiated.
Exactly. Some superior diplomacy happening here at Casa Benedict. Uh, hey, did you see that? Have you ever thought about going to ETH? The Ethernet conference is in Denver at the end of February and the beginning of March, and I thought it might be an excellent excuse to get together in Denver for a couple days.
Hell yeah, no, that'd be really cool. So like the Ethernet,
Uh-huh.
what type of like
Global
is it
Tulsa.
directly related to like the vision of future Ethernet standards?
That will be discussed as well as a lot of business. My brother was telling me about it. He is gonna be there, Jack Tastic, and so we could go to some stuff with him. We could also carry out a sub conference on my front porch, and anything in between, which I think would be a muy bueno.
Oh, yeah. That sounds really interesting. I love going to like industry events like that because all the people who know the most about that industry and the cutting edge of technology are there, and to have you ask them questions and
Yeah,
talk to people, it's like a crash course on the industry. Going to conventions like that, I love
I
it.
love it. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah,
What kind of a focus would you have if you went? Out of all the various things that you can think of? Oh, your game sound is elegantly powerful. I think that's what the sound I'm hearing is. Let me turn mine down further.
probably
Your
just
game sound is your game sound competes very mightily with your voice. I don't know why that is. All good. Your gun's working great though. Look at that dude flying in the air. That was amazing.
Alright, maybe I just renegotiated some settings.
Okay, awesome possum.
Might be better.
Your voice is. I'm so sorry. Your voice is dim now. It's like. It's like. It's about 30%. Volume wise.
My voice, a little bit.
Yes.
Yep. Put it up. Hold it. The game sound is like at 20%. My voice is at 100%.
I've got you set at 100% on here. It's very dim. Like I can barely hear you.
That's
turn
so stupid. I hate that my voice gets suppressed in this.
Your voice is totally being suppressed.
Like, in this setup, it gets suppressed.
Here, let me turn down. My game sound is very low. So that should be good.
Virtual,
Aspecto.
yep.
Jake's on here just totally holding it down.
Let
Good
me
to see you,
just-
Jake. Thank
I
you for
have
your
my game sound. That's nice. To only put the my all right. So yeah, how's the holidays been?
Dude, the holidays have been nice. Let me turn down this a little bit further. The holidays have been extra nice. It has been a revolutionis of awesomeness.
A revolution of awesomeness.
Absolutely. We've been. My wife created like a magical fairyland in our living room of like all these lights. My job is to keep the the rechargeable batteries charged. So I do all the battery charging, and there's probably like 24 fairy lights in there. And but at a time of the year, winter solstice, when the sun sets behind the mountains at 3:30 p.m. 3:30, dude. It's like it is. You got to really come to peace with that happening. It's like something you have to do every year. And part of the cool, easy way to come to peace with it is to have a very beautiful, light-filled, intentional area. So we hang out and go into the cool light setup and talk and, be the equivalent of sitting around a fire, I guess, in times gone by. and just try to enjoy the around the fire time more. Uh, you know, the warmth of another person's company in these cold, cold evenings. But man, if you don't have a good strategy, it can get a little depressing if you don't, you know, plan out some.
What time does the sun come up?
Sun rises at. It starts getting light at about 4:30.
Wow. Okay.
Like starts lightening up the sky.
Oh,
I'm capping on A. I'm capping on A. Yep. Hemmelbach's here, kicking ass and taking names. Nice. Very cool. We've got A. This is ours. This is our. We had 2 film festivals, movie marathons. The first one was a deep space movie marathon that my wife suggested. I think she took pity on me for some reason. I was like, hey, why don't we watch all deep space movies involving space stations? I was like, that's a great idea. Done. And so we planned out about 35 movies and then set about executing on that. We got through about 70% of them before we hit Christmas. And at Christmas, we switched over to a Wes Anderson / rom-com movie alternating. So we watch a Wes Anderson movie, then we watch a amazing rom-com, then we watch a Wes Anderson movie, then we watch a rom-com, just like that for all time, until the end of the new year.
Yeah, punch that.
So you can't imagine how much time you can recoup. What's nice about having a list, like somebody sat down and made a list of everything you're gonna do, what movie-wise, is there's no decisions to be made.
Right.
It's all
like,
you've already
next.
negotiated it.
Yeah.
Next. It's all about loading them up in the queue. It's like having a clip of movies. Anyway, when you deploy this clip, it is magnificent because you've chosen some of the, I mean, just the craziest artistic creations of a generation to like pour into your head one after the other. No commercials. Just let's go. It's so much different. It's so much different than having your attention interrupted as a la normal social media and stuff. Like how long does a social media thing can it capture your attention or entertain you? You know, not 2 hours and take you on a epic journey of the soul. Again, repeat, one after another. It's the best.
Yeah.
It's like going to multiple operas.
Yeah, it's like going to back-to-back movies in the theater.
When I was in my last religious order, I was in the major one. That's what we would do on Christmas. On Christmas, we would cut ourselves a break and see how many movies as like a competition we could schedule. I think we got up to 5 one time. I think I was involved in coordinating that. In fact, I know I was. Anyway, we'd get like 35 priests and nuns to go like to back 5 hours of movies, and we'd buy out like the same seats in the movie theater, like badoom badoom badoom. It was nice.
Interesting. Yeah.
Organized tactics.
That's
yes.
cool.
So
what
we've
were some of the movies you watched? Did you guys like talk about them after? Did they influence how you guys did things, or were they just like a sampling to dip?
It was. Well, you have to understand the context that we did a full. What's the guy who made How I Learned to Love the Bomb? How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Stanley Kubrick. We went on a space Stanley Kubrick movie marathon at the last staycation, or last summer staycation. So we took some of those off the list. But on the deep space movies, The Abyss. Actually, I have the list here somewhere. Hold on a second. I don't have to guess. I can actually just tell you. All right, The Abyss. Aliens up till the first alien bursts out of the lady's heart. Aliens was one of the first movies directed by James Cameron, and it was next level. The first hour and 20 minutes is the best introduction to characters in any movie you'll ever see. Like, hey, getting to know the cool group of people you're gonna spend the next movie with, you know? James Cameron does a better job of introducing a crew of salty characters than anyone. He does it in Abyss, but he really does it in Aliens. So I can't get the Squeets to watch the full Aliens movie with me. But as a compromise, we watch the first hour and 20 minutes until the first real alien bursts out of this lady's heart, and then we turn it off. but it's pretty awesome up to that point. So anyway,
Pretty
it's totally awesome. We were going to do Interstellar and The Martian. We didn't finish on Interstellar, but that was a part of the original. That was going to be kind of like the climactic one. We found this group of TV shows on National Geographic called Mars, and it's kind of like a cross between For All Mankind, which is kind of like a drama about humans going to Mars, and an actual documentary about what the science of Mars would be like. So they have scientists, they have Elon Musk talking about SpaceX. They intermix these interviews, like Elon Musk saying, it'll be super freaking hard to be on Mars. And then they have like a little episode where they have like actresses and actors be the first people that are going to Mars, and they kind of play out all the psychological issues in front of you. So it's pretty awesome in terms of, it's very immersive. We intersperse that with season 4 of For All Mankind. 2, 1, I'm on you. And we by doing that, we I kind of get the storylines mixed up, but that was another aspect there. Oh, little freaking Yoda, dude.
You got me. Get
Ah,
that
he has
little
like-
Yoda. How is
he has
that
like
guy's
one.
pretty good.
He's pretty good. He had like one
He's
little
in
point of
close
health left.
contact, and
Yeah.
I've drained his health down twice, and he's come back.
I'm with you, Himmelbach. All right. So anyway, those were amazing. Those were like real spaceship living kind of movies. This whole movie theater was special. This my wife's idea. Spaceship living is what we call living on the side of a mountain at 8,300 feet in Colorado. Because if you I've been working at home in one way or another since 2008. I've had jobs where I had to report to offices, and you know, full on jobs, like more than 50 hours a week, where I would work like in person. But I've always had some online component, and right now I'm, you know, we're like totally remote. So you can go spaceship living where you can essentially seal the airlock, and if you don't want to break the airlock, you don't have to, like for days on end. It's really something. Except to feed the animals on the outside of the airlock. But the in any event, all of these movies were spaceship living kind of oriented. We watched Arrival, if you've seen that one. It's a good movie about alien contact. Very, very wonderful movie. We watched Passengers. Awesome space romance movie. Very well done. Very nice story. Very cool. Not as strictly sciencey, but like very, very fun. It's Quieter in the Evening was a documentary about the Voyager mission that we watched, and that was a very fun one to. We didn't make it all the way through it, but it was what we did watch was pretty cool. Basically, when you launch a little computer into space, you have to have a crew of people that pay attention to it and tell it when to turn on its thrusters and when to adjust and which way to point its little computer brain and this kind of jazz. You have to like tell it all that shit.
Yep.
And it takes
Gotta
about
drive
8
it.
people. It takes about 8 people to do it. 8 people can fly Voyager for you, but they're just sitting at like a desk, typing in commands that take 22 hours to get to Voyager. Just let that soak in. So far away, the speed of light is 22 hours away.
It's crazy.
That's so far away. It's so far away. It's like a little drone that's just going crazy fast in one direction all the way away from Earth. Fast as it possibly can. Anyway, we watched Guardians of the Galaxy, and totally. We had some other ones on there we didn't make it to. I'll just put them in here for posterity. Avatar 1 and 2, Galaxy Quest, Cloverfield Paradox, Stardust, and we had our eye on the first 3 seasons of Cosmos, but we didn't crack that. We basically have enough for 2 more movie marathons. Anyway,
That's
movie
really cool,
nerds.
yeah. This is
Movie nerds, and we've been movie nerd now, which is like bliss, like a blissful form of heaven. We also kind of dabbled in Strange New Worlds, Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Season 2, we were rewatching it, but we didn't make it very far. It's a pretty good show.
Yeah, we watched.
How about yourself, man?
We watched. We ended up watching Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special with my family.
I love
It
that.
was like
That's a
that
great one.
30-minute little everything.
Silly. It's a bit of silliness.
Yeah. Pretty silly. But and we went roller skating. That was
Nice.
fun. Bailey and I, we had dinner. We had lunch. Yeah, we were just hanging out with the siblings, and um, yeah, it was good. It was fun to just kind of bum around with the family on the couch over Christmas. Haven't had,
Yeah.
you know, just time to where everyone was like actually had a pretty good attitude and was just vibing. Haven't hasn't been like that
That sounds like peaceful.
in a while. It was.
Nice.
It was good.
That's
It was
awesome.
fun to watch all the. I mean, I have 2 nephews, so Christmas for them was wild. You know, it's really fun to see them be all excited about Christmas.
I love that.
Yeah.
Get in the Christmas spirit.
Oh, let's go.
We're in OT.
Hey,
We just huddle up here. Dude, we just gotta... Okay, we're capping. We're actually capping. So crazy. Little Ewok. Little nerf herder. Okay. I went nostalgic over Christmas. I went gaming nostalgic. I'm actually using cover. I'm like hiding behind things and like trying to figure out where my lines of fire are. We're gonna die, but like I want to go out in style. Went totally nostalgic and played King's Quest 1, a game that was made in 1984 for the DOS, the disk operating system. That was a precursor to Windows. And my brother and I used to play this game, and we won it as kids, and we played it for hours and hours and hours. Like, we figured it out like when we were very young, like 8 years old, 8, 10 years old, and oh my God, it was so much fun. It was so much fun to hear all the old sounds and to like bring up the old commands and like. I'm with you in 7. We're getting tortured. They got us. Nice job, crazy guys. Well, after the break, I will tell you about our post Xmas situation. Quick break, and we're back at it.
Back in.
Back in. Sweet handbrake of the gods. There we are, back at it.
Back at it again.
Jake Tastic is with us on the stream. He's Himmelbaching it. Daniel had a flat tire, but he's rock chalking and jayhawking, and he's going to be dropping in soon. Let's suppress the fuck out of Jabba's palace.
Stay out of my sanctuary.
This is Jabba the Hutt's place, man. We're like somehow working for Jabba the Hutt. I guess he's like paid his taxes or something. I don't know. Maybe he's a citizen. I'm not sure what the Empire's set up like.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's a Gonzo collaboration.
so it sounds like a very profitable and amazing Christmas was had.
Yeah, I'd say so. How'd that guy kill me? What the
Psychic
fuck?
abilities. Oh God. Swami Curry over here. He just got tortured. Tortured.
Sweat.
Swami Curry. Okay.
Sway Curry James.
I have been accessing new forms of independent media. Alex Jones is now available, and Tucker Carlson has his own Tucker Carlson network.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
I've never felt my brain traveling in so many directions at one time. It's blissful. Just blissful.
Oh man. The boys are back in town.
Well, it's kind of like taking a vaccine. It's kind of like exposing yourself to it early. It's like this is the fodder of the next 10 months of the culture war at least. Like these people are going to be called, you know, heretics, and they can't be trusted, and there's no calls for sanity. And them plus Dark Horse podcast plus Breaking Points, and I also joined Glenn Greenwald because he's freaking
nice, yeah.
next
I
level.
was enjoying him.
I've had my eye on the little Russell Brand rants as well. I want to find a really stable version of those. Russell Brand listens to and reads, or his editors, or the people who set up his universe, help produce his show. They read Michael Schellenberger's Public and Matt Taibbi, and they make amazing. Russell Brand can take a Michael Schellenberger article and give it to you in like 12 seconds of absolute hilarity, where you're like half throwing up on yourself because you're laughing so hard.
And
it's
choking
like,
on the disgust that he's trying to
yeah.
Disgust.
You know how like Tim Pool doesn't have any reporters and doesn't like report on, he doesn't do any investigative reporting
anymore.
Remember how he'd just like read the news and like interpret it? That was his whole thing when after his relaunch in like 2019, 2020, something like that. It's like Russell Brand is that for so many reporters that I love, like Matt Taibbi, like Michael Schellenberger. He's like, his reporting is amazing. There's nothing like it. Are you familiar with the Pentagon Papers and their significance? Do you ever run across that?
Possibly. And it's not pulling context into my brain in this right now, but
no worries.
Pentagon Papers.
Yeah, Pentagon Papers were released by this guy, and Nixon called him the most dangerous man. Daniel, what was his name? Daniel Ellsberg. And Daniel Ellsberg was a singular journalist in his generation. No, it wasn't a journalist, but did this journalistic thing that changed the world. And what he did is he worked at a place called the Rand Corporation, which the military couldn't keep track of itself, and was so big, and said, "Hey, Rand Corporation, you're good Americans. You're on the payroll. Do an audit of the Vietnam War, like a real one. How much it costs, who said what are the major things, because no one around here can figure it out." And they paid this corporation a lot to do it. Defense contractor, basically. Daniel Ellsberg started the day that Vietnam started, like as a kid. He was like, day one, Vietnam began. And he was like, wait, what? And he was very good at his job, and they were doing all kinds of stuff for the government. Where to drop bombs, where to move troops, how to get food to places, basically war coordination. And he got a hold of this report and read it. And it was damning, to say the least, because what it showed was that 5 presidents had lied systematically to the American people. That if they would have told the truth about what they were doing, how they were doing it, and why they were doing it, no one would have supported it, and they would have never been able to go to war. So they lied about it. They decided war was awesome, and we're going to do it, and no matter what you have to do, you have to, even in a democracy, it's okay to deceive the democracy, deceive the elected officials, deny them information, manipulate, because we can go to war. We've decided no government's bigger than us.
Yep,
Get lost, nerds.
Monetary momentum.
Yeah, correct. Anyway, that's what the Pentagon Papers came out over this long process of releasing them to the New York Times, the Washington Post. They published them, and then they were entered into the congressional record, and they're just in the congressional record now. And when they were in the congressional record, they were published by the U.S. government. That's how that was supposed to work, as a check against all this stuff. But yeah, it showed that 5 administrations in a row lied to the American people about Vietnam and everything that went along with it. And they did it for the express reason of going to war. And anyway, the reason I bring it up is Michael Schellenberger, Matt Taibbi, these kinds of reporters, they're doing that same level of stuff. Glenn Greenwald with the Snowden stuff. There's just a handful of people that tell the rest of us what's really going on, and then that's how actual changes happen.
Hold a truthful context and live it. Yeah.
That actually ended the Vietnam War. Once the American public was like, no, you're lying, and they couldn't lie about it anymore, it was over. And that's a big part of a lot of what happens with, and that's the reason why governments oppose an open and free media, is because they can't just do whatever they want with their population. They have to take time to propagandize their population, to turn them in a certain direction, make certain people villains or whatever, and certain issues taboo or not taboo, so they can stack the deck appropriately, so they can make their maneuver as like a multi-year plan.
So they can
and this all sounds crazy until it's like, no, in their own hand, from the horse's mouth, this is all happening. And people are like, how, what, why? And it's like, there's like hours of media you have to consume. They haven't made the documentaries about the Twitter files yet. You have to get a time machine, go 5 years in the future, 3 years in the future, and watch that set of participant media documentaries about life inside Twitter as the government calls you and manipulates an election and then blames it all on Russia, and just all of the stack of lies. There are so many people around and alive now that will just know their whole understanding of the world is not true, and that's going to have a serious impact on our population. Like, that's going to affect how we think about each other and how we're able to get things done or not, like, as a group. It's a big destruction of the public, the tapestry of society as woven by a previous generation,
Yeah, it's a lot of work that's been, a trust that's being eroded with these new incentive models for media companies, because media used to be a scarcity business, right? So there used to only be only a set amount of real estate on the newspaper to put all the ads in, to get all the important information out.
Yeah.
Well, now with the internet and whatnot, it kind of turns that model on its head, where it's no longer scarce to be able to get a hold of information or real estate to be able to tell other people. So now mainstream media companies are
whole
choosing an
audience
can't
hold up.
Choosing an audience to essentially tell them what they want to hear. So they have to monetize a certain percentage of an audience in order to, or a certain number. They have to make enough money in order to keep going. So they literally choose who they're talking to and build the whole thing to retain those subscribers or steady listenership.
The way that Tucker Carlson talks about it is that it's like feeding a horse. The way that corporations think about their media empires is like feeding a horse. You can't move your hand too fast. You can't challenge him too much. It's like a dumb horse. And like he was him describing his experience inside of the corporate media for all these years, which is what he's just done a bunch of on his network and on his X channel, is ridiculous. You're just like, oh my god. Like, of course Joe Rogan rises to the top by just being like, I just want to talk about something interesting.
Right.
They never thought of that. They never thought people might be interested or actually be able to learn. It's just ridiculous how much they undervalue people's minds.
Yeah, and they value what they say so much, even when they're wrong, and they aren't apologetic about being wrong.
It's no humility, and that's just not. That's psychopathic.
Yeah, it's totally psychopathic. Totally psychopathic.
Yeah, 100%. And what's one to do? I I love that Bravers Angels group because it's basically training to have political conversations with people in your life in a way where everybody wins. And it's such a thing they will never teach you in an outrage culture. But it's the real antidote. Because it doesn't
how
even
do you
matter.
have conversation? How do you have a conversation where you don't just like die over dualistic like trigger
Get caught in the psyops.
topics that literally are built to divide us.
Yeah, that's what the psyop is. That's what they always are. Divide and conquer. You can't trust your neighbor. And this is like, the Braver Angels programs are like, they're free. They're by volunteer. It's a 501c3. It's a very beautiful organization which essentially works against the divisive nature of mainstream media and how it programs people to hate people and to have fear, like life existential fear. Like, my fear is good enough, we can throw the entire rule book away of society. It's like, really?
Right.
You're that scared? Like, dear God.
You're that scared?
But that's so many people.
How is it actually affecting?
Yeah. It's
Oh
so
my
many.
gosh. Well,
it's like a
and these are-
depossession. It's like doing depossessions on your friends. It's like if you can still love and you can still see the light and you can still trust God or something like that, and you have friends that you care about that are just bouncing off of the latest psyop. It's like how you wrap your arms around them and hug it out of them. Oh
Right.
no! I let down my guard, and this metaphor of destruction might catch up on us here. Alright, we're gonna cut him down. Anyway, Feliz Navidad. May the world be healed. May it be made whole. May all God's children come to love and understand each other, and through open and fair markets, come into beautiful and peaceful commerce.
You know what a fair market pretty much is?
You tell me, dude. You're the
I don't
expert.
know. I'm trying to figure it out because we call a lot of things fair markets. But what I imagine in a perfect world, what a fair market does is essentially allow truth
Yeah,
to
fair
be
information
seen.
exchange. Yeah.
Based off of basic supply and demand, and there's nobody like fucking
Putting their fingers on the scales.
Yeah, putting their fingers on the scale or
Blocking a
yeah,
market.
putting fingers on the scale is a very broad,
Deceptive
generic way
practices to
of putting
jank up
talk about
competition.
the deceptive practices, the suppression of information, the
the owning of media corporations by corporations that do things that they want to do.
right, so crazy.
Captive state, dude. We're in a captive state. Captive by corporations for sure. But that's been since like the 1700s.
Yeah,
I have a lot of hope in the
oligarchy.
blockchain. I have a lot of hope in because what a cryptographically secured blockchain has going for it is you could store facts in there. You know?
Yeah.
And you could validate facts somehow. And with enough of this,
You can
you have an
track things.
apparatus.
That's pretty
Yeah.
much what it does.
You
It
have a
tracks things
sensor
and
organ.
Who changes stuff.
Yeah.
And, it could
And
do-
therefore, things that matter, things that change culture, aren't one-offs, but things that millions of people have put their eyes on, and all that is seen, and all that is understood. And so you could go back and reverse engineer psyops and root them out with positive AI or something like that. You know, like that's why they want to shut down the Wayback Machine. I was looking at attacks from the CIA on the Wayback Machine, allegedly. And they want to they want to destroy the Wayback Machine because it's a lot easier to lie to people if you can just erase the past. And that's what they want to do, like directly. Like they want to turn off the Wayback Machine or be like, you can't have a record of what was said by the government before. And it's like, whoa. We should have a public Wayback Machine then.
Right.
Like it should be a federal law that says you have to Wayback Machine everything related to the government so that people
right.
are
And
at
meanwhile,
least
the
held
government
accountable.
is scraping all that information for themselves, so they can leverage
Make
their
an
knowledge
oracle.
against you.
Exactly.
Yeah, for themselves.
Tell me
not
exactly
necessarily
how much
against
I have
you,
to
for
lie to get
themselves.
elected and not do anything. Like optimize it.
Yeah.
That kind
Yeah.
of or
I would like
yeah.
to lie.
how
What's
much
the
can I
most
lie and get
can
away with
lie?
it
Yeah.
and still be trusted by a plurality of my constituents? Gonna optimize for lying. Yeah, propaganda bot. But anyway, here's the thing. Maybe you and I have our own bots that are like media filter bots that the bot goes and watches 10 trillion hours of propaganda and then just says, no new news, really.
Yeah. Nothing has changed.
And you just trust and live in your info bunker while the info war rages on with info bioweapons like prowling above your bunker in the firm ground of your ancestors.
Right.
Dude, there's some nice sci-fi in what I'm saying here. I should figure that out.
There is.
It's not wrong.
Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. We'll see. Hell
We'll see.
yeah. W.
Solid victory. Solid victory. More suppression of the rebellion, or do we switch over to a general purpose robot killing situation? You tell me. You tell me. Oh, we got Jake here. We still got Jake? Is Jake still?
Yeah. Jake's
You still hanging?
Got to keep playing.
Okay, great. Let's go one more here.
Hell yeah.
At least one more. At least one more. Look at that top
Second.
3. Kicking ass and taking names. Quick break and we're back. Here we go. Handbrake of the gods.
Dude.
We love C on this one. Oh man, so getting away for a couple weeks for Christmas, basking in the Feliz Navidad. I've had this project called A Little Book of God that I've been working on since 2016. Like, there's a couple of texts in Christian mysticism that try to answer the question, how do you talk to God? One of them was written by Brother Lawrence. It was called, oh my gosh. Brother Lawrence is... Anyway, he has one. St. Francis has this book called The Little Flowers of St. Francis, which is about prayer and devotional activities. And so in, not just Catholicism, but just like in mystical canon, sometimes mystics will write down like a little book, which is like, okay, when you boil it all down, here you go. I read the Diamond Sutra when I was in my early 20s, and it was kind of like the Zen version of that. And there's been versions of it, like Paramahansa Yogananda has his version, which was called The Second Coming of Christ, which is an enormous volume. His teacher had one that was like 3 pages long, did it in a weekend. It was like, done. Very, very good stuff. I've had one percolating in my soul, and I call it A Little Book of God. And Peter, you turned me on to the perfect format for it with the networked state, that website you were pointing me out.
Oh yeah.
The transparency of that is what makes this thing work. And yeah, I basically found a frame that I can create a little book from, and I created an outline of it, or at least the beginnings of an outline, about 6 chapters worth, and started populating it with information. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try my best to give that book away to the entire world, network state-wise. Like, maybe make a pretty version that you can pay money for, but not necessary, because you can get the PDF online, you know?
Right.
So it's like a open sourcey kind of thing. And then it very, very easily fits into an area in the Tecoreo network, and we could call it a little course in God, or my wife and my wife's also a minister. We had ideas to make this a healing practice called Find It Inside. And it was all about, it was a very lightweight spiritual toolkit to connect with God inside as you understand it. And it was, you know, experientially based and pretty much just based on the dedication of the people that kind of showed up and such. But she has a bunch of friends who want to get together and talk about God, and I've got some people I want to invite to hang out and kind of what I can get away with dude core as spirituality wise, more or less. We're gonna have kind of an easy meditation, maybe a little sing along. I want to do some hymns. Anyway, my wife and I came up with a pattern for doing this in 2024, and we got some milestones and objectives that we can pull into sprints to get this shit done. And anyway, I can see a path towards actually the Benedicts having their own little Sunday practice that involved a small group of friends, which sounds like a real treat if we can figure it all out.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Yeah, we yeah, I like all the stuff with the book and the open source, but also having something pretty that you could put in your hand, if you so like it like that. Yeah, Bailey and I watched the wrap up of your
the dance.
Full Moon Dance.
Nice.
And when that was done,
where did you pick it up? Where did you pick it up? Just out of curiosity.
Pretty much the last song.
Oh, nice.
When you like signaled that it was toward the, I don't know,
towards the end. Yep, I hear you.
The end, yeah. And
Nice.
so we did that. She watched it. Then at the end, she was like, She said, we need to know when they're doing that ahead of time because she wanted to join in.
That is a perfectly. I want to put. So this is the new launch of the Full Moon Big Sky Dances, and I've been doing these in one form or another for more than 20 years, and I used to do them with a big sound system. In my 20s, in my early 20s, I sold enough plasma to buy big ass speakers and a amplification system, and I made mixes and put them on CDs, and I spun CDs basically, and more or less just played these mixes that I would make, and I would put on dances. I learned how to do firewalks, to incorporate firewalks. So for a few years there, if you came and danced with me, I'd build a fire and we'd walk on the fire. That was kind of crazy. I stopped doing that after a while. I was like, no, I don't really need the fire. And it's just
Did
extra
it like
work.
lose its thrill?
Lose its thrill. Listen, if someone was like, dude, I gotta walk on fire, I would be like, okay, we can figure this out. But
lose its thrill.
But I just found
it's
the
like
number
one
of people.
Those things that people are like, oh,
Yeah.
that doesn't make any sense. But
Have you ever done it?
I haven't done it, no.
It's really weird to watch your body
Yeah.
do something you didn't think it could do.
Right. I
Your
know.
whole mind-body connection gets like this thump of, what about this? And you're like,
I don't
considering the evidence before the court, there's like, you really, it gives you pause. I guess what it does is it opens you up. It opens you up to more than just what you thought could happen. And that's kind of a cool state. Like in a good way, someone could use that to like open their mind the same way a good psychedelic maybe does that. Like done right, in the right set and setting and everything. But in any event, it's not a psychedelic, it's just wood, cedar. Anyway. But dude, yes, absolutely, 100%. I rebooted an electronic version during COVID because I just saw the effects of lockdown on people, and personally, going from having my energetic being connected to a whole community of humans distribute, and then to see that entire network dry up with the lockdowns in Colorado, I was really committed to staying connected to and praying for and just generally sending love and connection to all of the people in my local area and anybody I cared about, and like my family and like everybody. And so that's what monthly dances were. And that shit worked perfectly right up until I got the vaccine. Like once I got looking back on it, once I got the vax, my heart started to hurt. I noticed it like right after I got the vax. I was really in touch with my body. My cardio was great. I had figured out a lot of stuff with my cardio so that I could have a really energetic dance for like 45 minutes. And taking the vax and watching my heart go through some craziness, like it was hard to sustain that advanced energy. And dude, I went up and down with that for a year and a half. I was recording music. So I just could not figure out the dances. It all kind of snuck up on me. But in retrospect, I was not feeling good, and it was unusual to not feel good for such long periods of time for me. Like I wasn't calibrated for what that was. And when I figured it out, that I was like, dude, your energy, your whole physical thing slumped like at this point. You got to do something about it. I went there mentally for a while. And then I started learning about long COVID and I found the FLCCC Frontline COVID Care Clinic protocol with Dr. Pierre Corey. I don't know if he's a bannable offense to speak his name or whatever, but he has a fairly low-cost protocol that's mostly vitamins, but includes ivermectin, and it includes vitamin D, vitamin C, and just a whole lot of other stuff. And you can see the protocol. But when I was studying it, my wife and I really had the symptoms of long COVID. And it was like, oh my God. So anyway, I went on this protocol, and this is just my anecdotal, your mileage might vary kind of experience, but I went through some kind of parasite die-off or something that was serious. I could really feel it leaving my body. And then my energy went through the roof. And my heart thing completely went away. Like just the feeling of any stress around my heart tissue or anything like that stopped happening. And I was like, that's crazy. And over a couple of days, I really bounced back a lot. My cardio bounced back. I got to the point where I could do 90 minutes of uninterrupted cardio, like no big deal. And I'm like, dude, I am back. So anyway, that's why full moons are back. Health rebound.
So and this is recently, right? With the
yeah. I feel we
this
did
is essentially
that.
Rebooting the dance. And everything
Yes.
is like this past month in December. And
It's been a real miracle of awesomeness, and I feel so lucky because I've had a little bit of time away from work over the holidays to get on this protocol, and it took a couple days of my body going, wait, what? And figuring it all out. But it was worth it to figure it all out. And I tried to do this like a year ago. I went to a telehealth nurse, and I said, hey, these are my symptoms. Do you think I've got like this? Do you think I could benefit from some kind of long COVID protocol with like ivermectin? And she's like, she didn't say I could, like, yes, you got that right. But she's like, absolutely. She was like, absolutely. But even if I write this script for you, you can't get it at your pharmacy. And I'm like, all right. So I just basically had this session with this, hanging out there where I could. Anyway, now at FLCCC, you can get people to write you the prescription for the various. There's a low dose naltrexone, which is the drug they give people when you overdose on opiates. The way that people die from opiate overdoses is they get so relaxed they forget to breathe.
right.
And so, anyway, die by pleasure, more or less. What's the right way to say this? So if you find someone that's like that,
What?
which is pretty much everywhere if you live in a city, you can give them a nasal inhalant that will literally bring them back in one breath. It's like a Jesus inhaler. They're dead, gone. They're not coming back. They take one breath and then they're and you can shoot that breath. Yeah, it's like smelling salts for the soul, and they're like, ah! They're like back from the dead. You see a soul rush into a body.
At
Yeah.
St. Peter's Gate. and
Whoosh!
it's like
Right
this,
back.
This gas
Dude,
comes
did you see
across
that
your
Rick and
nose.
Morty about God?
Dude, the season, whatever, the 10th episode
Seven.
of this new season
Yeah.
is so good.
Well,
I have
give
seen
me
them all
themes.
so far.
Give me themes. Give me themes.
So It's about fear. So it's about the hole in the fear hole or whatever.
Oh god, the fear hole. That was so fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
that
Am I
was
still in the fear hole? I don't know if I'm still in the fear. It's like being psyoped. It's
yes,
like
exactly. You don't know.
yeah. Yeah, man.
That
The
was such
one
a good
before
one.
that is they had one on God, and Rick hooks Jerry up to a machine and then kills him and watches his brainwaves as he goes towards
Yeah.
God, because Rick wants to use God. He's like, God's just an infinite energy field, and he's
Right,
fighting
he's
the
trying to
Pope
tap
who has
the
access to
energy.
God and could just blast him with light like back to the source. And it is. I never thought in my entire life I would see a realistic cartoon that accurately portrays the afterlife with a comic interface of hook him up to a machine and use it as an energy source like a human battery, all of the Matrix or something. I was just like, I was laughing so hard I couldn't. I was like, that's insane. I'm so lucky to live in a time when people are so creative to visualize God like that. Like you could use some of those visuals to actually have experiences like that, like of getting to a light. You know,
Crazy.
crazy. Anyway, it was a very funny episode.
Yeah, I cannot tell you how much I love Rick and Morty. They had a little. It's an obnoxious show. My
It's
dad
hilarious
doesn't
and
respect
stupid.
me because I like it.
It's ridiculous. It's the dumbness solidified. It's bottled insanity. That's what they
It's
try to
bottled
do.
insanity with like genius, though.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
1,000 genius madness right on the line.
and it's
Yep.
like the yeah,
Totally.
it can be very crude and
That's how they
crass.
gin up. That's how they get it
But that's
rocking
how.
with you guys
But
on zero.
guess what? The world's like filthy. Okay, so
Filthy.
like,
Filthy corruption. Don't look at
yeah.
the man behind the screen. You know who owns this? Yeah.
So
Dorothy.
this is the medicine,
Oz,
the spoonful of
Kansas.
sugar to make the medicine go down for me.
Dude, I think a lot of people are on their individual Dorothy journeys where they get on a hot air balloon and they fly up into another world and then they land and there's people in that world that kind of look like the people in this world, but they've got different names and they're kind of super powery. And at the end of her journey to free this kingdom, they find that all of the control is just a human, not an omniscient super being, just a person pulling the strings from behind a curtain. And they dispel the fear that it's not them as the people that control their destiny, more or less. Wizard of Oz, baby. Wizard of Oz. Okay, so what I could do is I could take some Wizard of Oz and I could pump it into some AI, and I could extract some scenes and some situations, and then I could make enough nonsense music to cover 45-minute good minutes, and you could make a psychedelic Oz journey. And then you could remix it. Like every time you did it live, you could have different segments. You know, this segment is like when she's on the Emerald Road, and this segment's when she's fighting the giant monkeys, and this is the segment where they get to the opium, the poppies, and they all fall asleep. You ever seen Wizard of Oz, man?
No, I haven't seen
Fuck!
that.
All good in the hood, brother. Quick break and we're back. We'll discuss the Oz. Handbrake of the gods, I can't take it. So, with the new season, they kicked out the creator of Rick and Morty
Right.
on an accusation that he did some domestic violence on some lady who was an actress in Hollywood, and we all know how stable that brand of human can be. Maybe you don't. I can say from firsthand experience that it would have been a nice pleasure to meet a sane one, but I didn't in the hundreds that I met and grew up with. We were all crazy. I didn't meet one sane person. In any event,
How?
where was I going with that? I need my stoner.
Roiland,
Oh yeah. I'm gonna
gosh,
activate my. I
no
gotta activate my
longer
stoner
Rick and
vision here.
Morty voices from Justin.
Yeah. Okay. So he was accused by a lady of domestic violence. He went to court and said his lawyer for him said, "There's no evidence this has happened. This will definitely be thrown out. Everyone will see that this is insanity, and like someone's looking for a payday. This is gross." And then they used that news article. They wrote just these terrible news articles about him being just the devil because he had this accusation. Me Too'd the fuck out of him, took his show from him, canceled him on his own show, gave it to someone else, changed the structure of it, and it was thrown out, and there was no conviction. So he was literally convicted in the court of public opinion, and somehow this is allowed, like in people's estimation of how things. Where does that line? There is no. That's why we had created courts, was to get away from, evidence-less trials. Public opinion, it's psyops land. It's psychological operations land. It's manipulate by people in the deep state with billions of dollars and every phone conversation on planet Earth, dirt on all politicians, all heads of industry, all heads of state.
Well, they can see
That's
who's reaching the
fighting.
most people. They can see those analytics. They can
target them. Surgical strike for their influence campaigns to destroy these people's reputation. Like Alex Jones, they tried to destroy him, and he's back, baby. You been watching any Alex Jones?
Yeah, I've seen a few things with him on it since he's been back.
What kinds of stuff did you watch, man?
I listened to that first interview that first talk on Twitter with Elon and.
Oh yeah, that Spaces.
That Spaces.
That was crazy.
I got a little bit. Where else did I? I think I watched one other thing. And then yeah, I hopped in as I was driving home on that Jimmy Dore live with him from today.
Oh, today.
Yeah.
I can't even. He was ranting at the top of his lungs, full Alex Jones style, and then it dawns on you, he's right. He's right. It must just be killing people that he's not factually inaccurate.
Yeah,
whatever you think of his styling and framing, he's not wrong.
His energy, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. He's just yelling it like a prophet or an Old Testament prophet,
Yeah.
Out and eating honey and locusts, screaming at the top of his lungs that the world's falling, and oh look, it is. What's really crazy about it is that he makes they have, by losing all credibility, anyone who wanted to be a part of the propaganda machine, self-elected or paid, everyone's turning away from them because there's so many other more wholesome, wonderful options,
more interesting things to think about.
Oh yeah, and actually grow, like someone who cares about their audience, not like they're not just treating them like pawns in a political game. It's like, hey, you're in our game, right? We're lying to you. That's a game. It's like, get lost, nerds. Like what? This is the game is over. But then you got like so many people you run into. Anyway, that's why the questions from Braver Angels are so nice, because when someone comes at you with something that falls outside your Overton window, no matter what it is, what you do is you go, well, that's really interesting. Tell me about how you came to that conclusion. And what then they will tell you are all the facts. So it turns out being a lot of times a discussion about facts and media. And that's an actual conversation you can have, because they have a little formula, which is very respectful and pleasant and takes a little practice, but is worth it to learn, which is, based on what you just told me, that sounds like a really reasonable position you reached. And it's got to be true, but in most cases it is, because people are basically honest. They're not just lying as a policy. They've just been told
Yeah,
or
they're
taught
actually
or
thinking to form their opinions.
yeah,
They
just
just
within the
have
confines of a
literally.
military-grade psyops program that
Yeah, it's
destabilized
almost
more than 80
like.
governments in the last 100 years,
Yeah, exactly. It's
pointed on the
almost
American
like
public since 2016.
Americans are like kind of dumb to the fact that our state power
Yeah,
propagandizes, and we hear about the propaganda from other countries and whatnot, but we just kind of forget about the fact that we could we are propagandized too as
more than
well,
anyone.
more than
And
anyone, and,
w-
and
and
because we're
so
on
to so
top,
much money,
we have
people
our
don't even think that they are propagandized.
right, yeah.
That's the highest level of propaganda, is you don't even know that you're propagandized to. You're done. You're hook, line, and sinker. It's just part of the air you breathe. So anyway, choosing your own media sources is the way out for sure, especially ones that get you thinking or get you thinking
Buffet.
about your world. And here's the thing: don't hang out in politics. Politics are terrible. Hang out in art, in love, in creativity. Hang out in um, developing yourself or creating something of value, making something with your hands, doing something interesting. That is the gold. Do not fall for, yes, people will use the connected nature of the internet for their own weird military aims. Like propagandizing the fuck out of a captive population who has no defense against it because it hasn't been taught in schools. That,
Right.
like, one day it'll be understood. Get in a time machine and go to 2067. It'll be like, those poor fucks didn't know what was coming. They turned AI loose on them, and it individually propagandized them to the point where they all wanted to stop being alive, and they were defeated in an information war. And it's like,
Well,
so it's like,
add
yeah.
on to that what you experienced through with COVID and the
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 biological
implications
level.
of long COVID. This is a biological weapon to
It
keep
is a biological
people
weapon.
siloed and in their own houses, not wanting to go out with and talk to the other people, and that's the only way to get out of the
Divide and
psyop,
conquer.
is to have the conversation that
Yeah.
is outlined by that
Heal the community.
Young Angels group or whatever you're.
Yeah, as like one example of a tool. But yeah, healing the community. I pray for every human I see when I leave my house. No matter what I'm going to, no matter what I'm doing, I pray for every single one of them. I'm like, you're a special human, because you're one I saw.
Yeah.
That's enough for me. like everybody at the stores, anyone I run into, it's just all of them, not without exception. the meanest ones first.
The meanest ones get the
most TLC.
Love 'em to death,
The
or
most eye contact.
kill 'em
Hey
with
man,
kindness. Yeah.
I just want to die in kindness. We're gonna die in kindness. Is what we're gonna do. Anyway, I think that the political alignment and activity online in the last 12 days is indicative of we live in AI times.
They're,
When shit can hit 100 million. Capping A. Shit can hit 100 million billion eyeballs in 20 hours. And we're just living in the fast times that was predicted once upon a time, where whole generations have grown to like integrate their nervous system with the social media algorithms, which is the first contact with AI. There was a really good interview with these two guys that made The Social Dilemma on JRE. Did you catch a whiff of that one?
That was a few months ago.
No, this is this week.
Oh, really?
Tristan, somebody, I forget their names. The two gentlemen who made The Social Dilemma are making a new one about AI. Yeah, with The Social Dilemma. Yes.
Cool. Yeah. I think I saw that a few probably during COVID sometime.
There's a new one out this week,
Before.
in which they basically terrorize. They lay out the entire power problem that is AI, and it's terrifying how clear it is in their lens. And then, but they talk about some pretty cool options. And one of the bottom liners that they have with the whole thing, too long didn't watch, TLDW.
TLDR.
Except TLDR.
TLDW. Yep.
Is that what AI and all of this interconnectivity will do is it will super surface everything. So if there is anything that is untoward or misaligned or in any way jankified, you will see it in days, not decades. And that's the difference. That it comes so fast that it's basically like seeing an X-ray and you're opening your eyes to it. You're like, oh, that's what we are. That's how we do it. That's how this is done. It's not causing corruption. It's enabling authoritarianism, and it's also exposing, in the hands of individual citizens, it's exposing things that, like Julian Assange, breaks into Hillary Clinton's email server, which is in her bathroom, which is illegal, which if anyone else did it, they would go to jail, which because she was head of the State Department and because she was afraid of going to jail, they wrote that whole fake Russiagate thing and released it on the public, which how many humans do you know are 100% convinced that there was something to Russiagate? Like,
Yeah,
so many humans
most
I
people.
love. I'm like, you guys, there's been, I mean, it's just, and then, so that's why the question, how did you come to understand that? Like, why? And then, because that's really the way to understand the ones you love, the people that you care about.
How
Like,
did
they
you
come to
come
that
to
conclusion
understand that?
based on the things they saw and whatever. Anyway, then there's a little technique and a pivot where you acknowledge that if it's true for the other person, and then you say, I have a point of view on this that goes like this, and here's how I came to it. This is why I think it. And it gives them the opportunity to go, yeah, I can see why you'd think that. And then you had an actual exchange of points of view. You didn't, no one had to be convinced or
Right,
like
you
you don't have to
actually
turn on your neighbor.
listened to each other.
Yeah, you don't have to, you don't have to hate your neighbor. You can just listen to their different point of view, which is based on whatever AI contact they've had. Social media is the first contact with AI. And they're talking about AGI as being the second major contact. And how it's going to go is a million times worse than this one went. And so it's a meditation on social media and its effect on culture.
Well, it's a
It is a
meditation
hard,
on how you spend your attention, you know, and then how you
big
go
time.
about sense making based off of how you spent your attention and the information you've collected. Right?
Well,
How you
yeah.
bounce that off the people in your
Every
family and in your
sec,
social network to
every second that you spend on social media is analyzed by an intelligence the size of a planet compared to you. And its only question is, what is he going to watch next?
right.
And it
Fuck.
wins that war every time with the smartest people. And so it is definitely a crystal ball of power, and it will do exactly what you do with it. What Ari Shafir only looked up like puppy videos, and it just
Right.
like smeared him with puppy videos. And so
Right.
that's just, I mean, and that, I mean, it is
The
it
cool
it
thing is
really,
you
yeah,
can craft it.
yeah.
It's this little chamber you go into that shows you what you want to see. And
Well, they
so most
built,
people don't say, "Oh, I could just start liking things that maybe aren't like at my core of what I like, but it'll change the flavor profile of what I'm being fed through this algorithm."
uh-oh, they're on
And
top.
I don't think a lot of kids nowadays like realize that because mostly people just want to hear what they want to, you know, they just want to see what they already.
I'm with you in one.
Oh my goodness, I didn't realize we had
Well,
lost
they're
a middle
learning.
up here.
Anybody who's under 25 is learning, okay? Their brains are coming online. The prefrontal cortex really kicks ass when about 25. And when you're after 25, and let's just assume you had a good brain development growing up and you didn't get traumatized out of some phase of it or some shit, right? Like, you you then have this way of looking at the world which can kind of get in alignment with all of the people older than 25. And it takes years of surfing at 25 to figure out the whole how your brain works. I mean, and so the idea that someone who's under that age is going to be able to understand that process and how it's working against them
Fuck.
is like, they will write novels and screenplays about the brutality of turning a turning a turning $1 trillion AI loose on the consciousness of children. That will
Right.
be a war crime at some point. Like, you know, in an info war,
Well, that's the
like that'll
thing.
be
Yeah, dude, that should be a work.
conscript every man, woman, and child in a society to hate each other and break it all down. Why? So that you can get your way politically. Why?
So you
You know,
can make a bunch
it's
of
like,
money.
human control of other humans. It's insane the way that, anyway, the political alignment of like your Dark Horse podcast, your Tucker Carlsons, your Alex Jones, your Elon Musks. It's a new renaissance of free media with X. And people are speaking their minds, and democracy looks pretty awesome when you can, and it makes everything else looks like your grandma's weird knitted deep state sweater. It's like,
Yeah,
there's
some incest baby.
yo, that's the darkest thing I've heard in a while, but yeah, that's insane.
Well, that's what it is.
Yeah, man. No.
what they're
That's what
cooking
fascism
up.
is. It's an
Yeah.
incest between industry and state. Like, let's just run this thing. And anyway, you know what's cool? Is that if we can hold steady, Freddy, and we can use our wits, and we can just calmly, without getting pulled into any demonstrations or psyoped or convinced to throw, they're gonna cause demonstrations. They're gonna say those are terrorists. That's a reason why they don't have to have real trials. And then it's just like, it's like inoculate many of the people you love with, take it easy, man.
Take it easy.
Take it easy, man, and vote
This is-
vote well.
Well,
American citizen. Inform yourself. Learn new things.
they are going to suppress. They were suppressing. They were chumming the fire in the 2020
Oh, God.
elections,
Sergey
delivering
Brin.
bricks to cities, all
Oh,
sorts
God.
of things. Like
that was the result of the lockdowns, and they were paying those people. Those people were receiving paychecks in some cases.
yeah, it's just wild. And then doing in the January 6th stuff, and then
The president of the United States is hereby canceled because was he convicted in a court of law somewhere of insurrection? No. Somebody thought he was an insurrectionist, and therefore he deserves the full weight of the
Yeah, what
crime
about-
of insurrection.
I was at lunch
What?
today.
That's the president of the United States. You cannot post facto incriminate someone without a trial and no evidence presented. That's what we got away from when we started the United States and due process and everything else.
Dude,
You know?
I saw on TV. I was at a restaurant today, and I saw a headline talking about the Colorado GOP is trying to turn over that designation that the Colorado Supreme Court made that keeps
Yeah.
Trump off of the
Oh yeah.
ballot inside of Colorado.
It's like there was on the Tucker Carlson network. They interviewed some political guy, or some guy. He was in the Trump. He was in the Trump administration. He got a subpoena. He didn't respond to it, like everyone doesn't. And they're going to throw him in jail for 2 years. So for the crime of serving in the Trump White House, he's going to jail for 2 years. And they're just throwing every dirty trick under the book at their political opponents. And oh my God, like exactly, like here's how you become a
tyranny
citizen.
becomes law, rebellion becomes duty.
Exactly. And it's an info war. How do you rebel in an info war? You might get in
great
touch with the
fucking
facts.
signal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Tune out all the noise. Like lock in on what you know is true, and like stay steady. Everyone stay steady. The storm will pass.
And and put yourself in situations where you have conversations with people about
Yeah, man.
stuff, so you actually have the conversations. You don't just
Have it fed to you by an
believe
algorithm.
what you believe in your little silo. Enjoying what the algorithms give you. You stay
Absolutely.
silent. No, you gotta connect, talk with people. Yeah, it's interesting.
Jake's
like-
incoming on the signal. Here he comes.
Historically, the only way we got people on the same page and united was to
Jake is-
go door to door, huh?
Jake is dumping. Jake, have a
Alright.
fantastic evening. God bless.
Dude,
Have a
Jake,
wonderful time with your
peace.
family. Those are some beautiful wins. Thank you, thank you.
Yes, sir.
What were you saying? Hanging out with your little
what
ones.
What did I say? Give me just one thing, and it's right there. So.
I know, right? Okay.
Oh,
Carl McLuhan said he was the one. Yeah, medium is the message. Said that the Third World War will not be fought with, like, I'm paraphrasing, tanks and bullets. It will be fought in the information space. It will be an info war, and it will conscript every man, woman, and child in the affected cultures and civilizations. And it will know no boundaries, and it will try to, it will try to destroy as much as possible without the tanks actually rolling, you know? It's like war by another level. Somehow we're working it out like in the info space,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean
Well,
your 8-year-old niece needs to get info spaced,
well, that's
info nuked
it's
or whatever.
interesting because people are throwing around the term psyop a lot. I've
It's
noticed.
everywhere. It's
So
military grade.
people notice
That's
that
what
there are
Schellenberger's reporting on it.
right. People notice that psyops exist, and
I know. They're just making people smarter. It'll kill some of them, but it won't kill them all. People will see their neighbors becoming weak and go, "What's wrong with them?" Listen to how they talk. Oh my God. Stop being like that. That's how you're going to know that there's a psychological operation at work at your HOA. Anyway, that's what the Braver Angel things is beautiful, because you got to deal with your HOA to get, the trash taken out. And these people are smart people. They've got degrees or had jobs. They've been psyoped. Their files have been corrupted. Their hard drives have been filled with fake data, stuff that never happened.
yeah, that's what it was. I was talking about psyops. So lots of people. So people are noticing that,
Yeah.
propaganda. Anybody can make propaganda.
Yeah,
Does
exactly.
it have? And so then, well, what designates propaganda? That's my question. So
State actor, non-state actor. They just get a third party to do it.
Non-state actor, yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. Like,
They just have a corporation
So
that they
just-
put them a lot of money in, like a Microsoft that leaves backdoors in that they use to destroy the nuclear enrichment facility in Natanz. There's a whole documentary from the participant media about it called, I forget the name of it, but it's basically about Stuxnet. And it's about, Julian Assange leaked a bunch of emails. They put the emails together, they have an actress read them, and they turn it into basically how Stuxnet worked, which was military grade cyber operations that blew up centrifuges in a sovereign country who their stated goal was to enrich this uranium so that they can use the uranium in a reactor kind of situation to make energy for their people. Now, they could also be making bombs with it, but the way they took it out is they got in through the Windows operating system, which had all these holes in it that they could exploit, and they changed the speeds of the centrifuges until they shook them to death, and it caused physical damage and blew up and set their nuclear program back 10 years. And that was considered a wide success by Mossad and the NSA and the deep state of the United States of America, CIA stuff, all that. It's like a cyber. Just think about that. They've been blowing up stuff in Iran since 2012. 2012, and they know who did it. I mean, they got their suspicions. They're not
well, and the
they're not
people who live
fools.
in those countries know who did it.
Somebody's got to clean up a bunch of spilt uranium and plutonium or whatever they were enriching there in the ground in the desert, and that's turns it into a nuclear unsafe site. We're so environmentally conscious. That is a nuclear catastrophe
Right.
that was created
Yeah,
through software in 2012. And anyway, that's why Julian Assange is in jail, because he basically he created a way that people could whistleblow on this stuff, and they were like, dude, this is crazy, and they don't want to be a part of it, and so they whistleblow on it. They release the documents. Julian Assange publishes them, and then he's still in Belmarsh prison, and he's been there for years, and it's completely unjust. It's against journalism. It's against holding power to truth. And guess what? It makes they're jailing political opponents. I read books about this as a child, Animal Farm, and how the Soviet Union went when the propaganda got out of control. And Matt Taibbi spent all that time in the Soviet Union. That's why he's one of my favorite journalists, is because he spent all that time and has written books about propaganda and about U.S. propaganda and how it works, and it's hilarious. He's funny. He never ceases to make me laugh about what he's telling me about, which is the mark of a good teacher, that they can get you laughing about this sad fucking state of affairs that's really happening. And he's amazing. And anyway, the generation before me was, when I was raised to resist communism and the concepts that are now being implemented on everybody. But they were able to be implemented on everybody because in 2016, what was it? Sergey Brin got up and said, "We will never let this happen again." And then they put a filter layer on Google, and they can analyze for sentiment, and then they can provide results to push the sentiment in a direction. And they mathematically can show that they can do it, and they can push it in left, they can push it right. They can control the population through this. I mean, it moves 30,000 votes in a local election. It's not minor, it's major, and they know it. And they decided that the problem with Donald Trump wasn't that media was dying and that no one was tuning into it, so they wanted a boogeyman to make sensationalized. That's why Donald Trump got famous, is because the regular media didn't have anything to say except gossip and innuendo. Oh, he's peeing on hookers or something, and oh, he's a Russian bot. None of it's true. Think about that. President of the United States, there's a huge number of people that are like, totally Russian bot, right? Not at all. Like, it's insanity, the number of millions of dollars we've spent as a people proving that that's not the case. And people are like, not true. They're just lying to me.
Yeah,
I get to choose what I see.
Not to mention all of the, well, they say they lie, and then you spend millions of dollars finding out about it. But then, in the meantime, as they lie, as that information is relevant, they get to continue doing the things that they're.
Yeah.
Know who's in trouble.
They get their way.
Who's in trouble for that right now?
Yeah, people die at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Kids die, women die. 70% of them are women and children. 70% of deaths are women and children in war. It's like, come on now, you're killing women and kids for what? Because you can't figure out how to make better dynamos or whatever you make. It's like not enough money to just sell people TVs and washers. You got to blow things up. What? Well, anyway.
That's the thing. There's stuff that they're protecting other things as well, like this military-industrial complex. This is where the alien conversation is so interesting. Well, because there's
big time.
There's some
recovered alien
group
technology
of people
and craft
rocking around the Earth in alien ships.
Dude, they want a spot on the mothership. When the Earth is done and they fly them to another planet, they want them and their kids on the repopulation crew. And they're like, forget it. That's why we will compromise our values here, because we've got a space on the ship. That is what that movie Captured State's about. It's about whenever any large power comes to a lower power, there are traitors in the lower power which make it exceptionally painless and easy for the colonizing force to do the colonization, for the invading force to do the invading. Because they essentially turn against each other. And that is exactly what's playing out in our culture. And it's by design, and we paid for it as American taxpayers to be done on 80-plus democracies in the last 100 years. The CIA deep state has crashed. And they changed the laws in 2012. They allowed USAID, US propaganda to be used on the American people. And Donald Trump got elected because it's broken. Because people go to the voting box and they vote for someone and they don't do it, they lie. Princeton proved that in a study that showed what people get elected for and what they spend the money on. And that was in like the 70s. And it's just a big, it's a charade. And that's what the internet shows, is that, no, we have a feedback loop now. And the things you're saying are recorded and they're broadcast, and you like that everyone can see them, but you don't like it when they pull it up in a year and you didn't do the thing you said you were going to do.
Right.
And and it's insane how technology is just this micro X-ray into our whole society, that Julian Assange can and WikiLeaks can release information that shows us that, Hillary Clinton had a server in her bathroom and was using it to turn the DNC against Bernie Sanders and suppressed the populist movement of the left that would have swept Bernie Sanders into power if she and her cronies from the State Department and the CIA didn't put their finger on the scale. We would have had Bernie Sanders in 2016. That sounds like some change that people were looking for. Let that play out. Sounds like an easy ride compared to where we are now, thinking about the end of the world and nuclear wars with Russia and just the end of all things. Because what? You don't want to let a little political change happen? Just let the Bernie Sanders of the world come to power. He's probably not going to hurt, it's probably going to be fine.
They're all golem-y with the power.
we deserve to be in store. It's existential. It's a matter of you're just making it all up. You're setting up these enemies. They can't even find enough people to arrest, so the FBI creates victims in the United States, and they've been doing it since 9/11. They did it
January
on a
6th.
is the perfect example of it. Like you've got the state people in the Supreme Court of Colorado thinking that an insurrection happened on January 6th and Donald Trump orchestrated it. It's like, hey, you're a judge, right? So usually have a trial and evidence. You can't convict someone of something without setting them in front of you, habeas corpus, and saying, show me the body. That's Latin for here's the evidence, here's the people that say you did it, here's the exam, here's your peers, here's their vote, it's all in front of you, there you go. That's been happening since the 1200s. And they're like, no more. We're going to non-habeas corpus the President of the United States of America. It's like, what are you even talking about? You got to take anyone to jail, me, but you certainly got to take Donald Trump to jail, to court. My God, or take me to court, I should say, before you take me to jail.
Doing it to a millionaire,
dude. The way that they are just you cannot suppress political opponents. Yeah, you cannot suppress political opponents. You're done. If you have any part in this, I'm done with you.
Well,
I'm done with you.
It's just a principle of martyr.
Yeah.
Like this, it's kind of fucking crazy.
Yeah. You can't suppress Americans' right to
It's like
vote because you've
so
decided
old.
that you're in charge and your view is better. No, that's what democracy is. Everyone votes. You don't get to put your skin on your finger, your scale on the your scaly hand on the scales.
Yeah, it's like a
your
super
reptilian
old
hand.
principle. Like if you unjustly start killing people, they turn to martyrs and their ideas spread. So if you're really scared about these ideas, you gotta watch your tactics. You gotta play. You gotta.
Yeah, that's
you gotta,
right. Oh wow, that's
this
very
is an
correct.
information war and morals matter. And
yeah, you lose by not having them.
And people
That's
can
right.
feel that, and that builds
100%.
resentment, and that's
They're gonna correct
destabilizing
it.
to your power structure. Even
Yeah.
more so, you can shatter all the work that the generations before you have done.
Yeah. The person who I just have to say this because it's on my heart. The person who released those files to Julian Assange was murdered in front of his apartment, and he was not robbed, and they said it was a robbery and they never figured out who did it. Murdered by a hitman of some kind. And that's the story that was exposed. And that's Hillary Clinton, the person who demanded to be the president of the United States. It's like, that's important to know about you, that you've got private email servers that you're using to corrupt the political party that you say you're a part of. That speaks to your character, does it not? People being able to make a fair vote based on that data would be really nice in a democracy. That's how it's supposed to work. Anyway, don't have to rail about it. The good piece about all of this is that the internet makes this, it's just putting it in front of everyone so fast. It's going to force a real change in our society on the month scale,
Yeah.
It's
You're
insane.
ready to
It's
evolve.
right now. Toot sweet, man.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not, and that sounds like something
train.
sci-fi, but it's happening. And also,
Dang, we're 33 seconds away and we just got wiped.
oh, we got 30 seconds. Okay, back on station. All right.
We just literally have to like.
All right, do it.
barely grab
Let's do it. Let's do it systematic. We got 20 seconds. We make it count. If you can see him, just knock him out. We got 16 seconds to move into position. We got plenty of time.
I'm on. Just gotta clear him up.
That's right. And that's the thing about about all of these forces. It's a very small number of people who are trying to leverage playing their hand, and they feel like they're being forced to play their hand now because technology is exposing all of this in such a dramatic way. And it basically forces a confrontation in an info war.
You're the last one.
Oh no. It's apocalyptic.
We lost it.
It's apocryphal. What we might need to do is switch over to killing robots.
Yeah.
Or do we stick on this one? We've certainly got Oz to talk about. I wanted to tell you about my Wes Anderson film festival situation.
Yeah, let's
Also, I have
switch.
some UFO information to share. But one thing I wanted to leave before in this segment, when I was in college the first time, I went to California, Cal Arts, the California Institute of the Arts, and I was taking classes in media criticism, and it was essentially looking at the mechanisms of propaganda. And there was a quote that stuck with me, which has always been the antidote for me. And I forget who said it, but they said, never ask an honest man to make sense of a lie. And that's the abyss you stare into with propaganda, is that it's lies. So there is no truth in it. It's just a fabrication for an end. And that's manipulation, and not love, not generosity, not kinship, kindness. It's anti-life, and it's pro-military machine rolling over and grabbing everything. Which sounds like an alien invasion by
Sounds like
corporations.
it.
Yeah. But anyway, on with the robots. We're going to try to get
On
some
with the
robots rocking here.
robots. Let's see if we can get a
Okay.
seamless jump
Seamless jump. Here we go.
with this cap card. Yo.
All right, we're back. Okay, I can hear. Where's my? Okay, I can hear my OBS, but you cannot hear my OBS, and that is something I can fix. All I have to do is go into my settings. Okay, but what I do have to figure out is there's a way to have the controller start working in Steam.
I don't know how.
And the way-
I see Daniel as a friend here in Steam, but
if I go into
I don't
Steam and I
see
go into
you.
settings, I think it's in interface, controller. Okay, no controllers detected. All right, that's the issue. Let me get my
Oh
controllers
yeah, it's a
detected.
USB to your computer,
Aha,
USB
it
plug
is
in so it
unplugged.
syncs with your computer.
Right, bajoom. Controller connected. It is a PS4 controller. Yeah, baby. All right, that's pretty sweet. Now, let me get a little more serious with my camera. Get that all adjusted. Dude, we're gonna do this. We're gonna kill sad Swedish robots. Let's go.
Hey, did we
All right,
ever
how do we
get
continue? Okay, so we
friends?
continue. All right, so I
We
think I
have
need
to.
to.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Testing.
I can hear you. Yes, I can
Yeah,
hear
you
you.
can hear. Okay, good.
Yeah.
You're friends too, Under Big Sky.
All right,
How do we get
and
in the same game?
what I
Invite to
need to
join
do
your
is I
group.
need to change my settings in here. Oh, whoops, I can't click on that because it's not the real window, of course.
Oopsie.
Settings, audio. All right, and I need to. Okay, so maybe I have to go into Steam and do audio. Steam, settings, interaction, audio, voice control. Where's audio? Hmm. Okay. I'm going to search for it. Select audio in generation 0. Okay. So maybe what that means is that it's just going to the default. And the default is, okay. The default actually should be this one. Let me see if I can get this figured out. The default wants to be just straight to this headphones, but that's not good. It's going to
So
go
which
to,
game? This is my world. And
I want it to go
we're
to
past this.
Vio.
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to stay on that one, but I want this thing to go to Vio. Go. I'm going to stop the game. All
Okay,
right.
so I think
You
you
heard
need
some
to.
game sound there.
Yep. We need to.
Ba-ding!
You need to start your game in the. We weren't multiplaying inside my world. We were multiplaying inside someone else's world.
I think it was mine.
Yeah. So when you
And,
get launched, you can invite me.
ooh,
So continue. You go into your game, and then you can hit escape
yeah,
and go to multiplayer, and
I'm
then
trying
hit
to, okay,
invite.
there we go. I think I'm actually reasonably seeing, okay. Okay, so visual-wise, I think I got it under control there. Now let me pull it in here. Ah, the mighty click.
There we go.
Very nice. And I gotta turn this way the fuck down so you're not overwhelmed by that sound, but I can still hear it a little. Alright. And we continue, my friend, I think is what you're inferring here. Continue. Logging it in. Alright, and you, I can see over here. This is freaking perfect. Alright, I'm in.
Yeah, now hit escape and then go to multiplayer. Then you can invite.
Alright, invite only. English. Invite only, and then how do I... Okay, so I invite is X. Oops. Okay, so it says player, and I'm in game. And how do I... Alright. Somehow we have to be connected on another level, logged in somewhere or something like that. Maybe in Steam?
Maybe.
Okay, in Steam, I go to my community.
We're not. We are friends in Steam though.
We should find that. Okay, here's my profile. Okay, I'm in my profile. I should have a friends in here somewhere. There's 2 friends. Sir Wilcott in game, Generation 0. Right there. Okay, great. And I'm going to invite to join your group. Oh, that's not real. Block all communications. Unfriend. Follow. I will follow. I'll follow. Invite to join your group. The user has not set up their Steam community profile. Okay. If you know this person, encourage them to set up their profile. Yeah, I totally will. But... Okay, so I can't see anything. Invite only. Can you see me on any of your menus?
I could see you if I tried to invite you to my game.
Okay, do that.
Hit R. Hit that invite. Hit R.
Okay, R.
Now,
That's it right there. You're nailing it. There.
there you go.
Oh my god, dude. I'm gonna try to hide the taskbar here. Okay, that's even better. Okay, I can actually see now. Alright, so I invited
joining
you.
the game. It's working.
Fuck yeah, you're in this fucking game. Alright, man, I'm with you.
Did you start at the beginning?
I don't know. I think we're in the middle place.
Why am I way over here? Do I have to hoof it all the way to you?
Dude, I have no idea.
Damn.
You should be where I am.
Why did it put me way over here? Do I have anything?
You're 1.45 kilometers away.
They didn't even give me the guns I had last time I was in here. I don't have anything.
Let me see what I've got.
This is trash.
We should almost start over. Okay, so how does it work? I go...
Alright.
Settings. Is there a save?
Inventory. I do have... I still have...
Something.
Yeah, I just have to hoof it over there. I still have my guns.
Okay, X is the
Spoke
O.
too soon. Sorry.
I need to make a little map here. It's all good.
M is...
Okay, so the X is they think it's the X. And what's the A? Store item. The B is the cancel. Okay, so B is O. I have to figure out what all these mean. This is so worthwhile. Okay, so I'm going to use the recycling station, which is B, which is X, which is O. Okay, now I'm going to upgrade. Okay, so what's the Y? That's got to be... Okay, that's... Y is this. Y is the triangle. And that only leaves whatever what this one is. What is this one? Store item? Yeah, it's A. X is A.
Well, I should be there in about 5 minutes.
You're walking to work day. By that time, I might have figured out how to make some more... Okay, so my inventory, I can store it. And by storing it, I'm going to press this button. Okay, that's only me transferring it. So, crafting resources. Alright, I use their crafting station. Okay, and this is the L1 and L2 are the triggers. Alright, I've got this cool rifle. I got a baseball bat. Got some hollow point ammunition. I got a rifle silencer. Could I put that on my old cheesy rifle? And recycling. Okay, so I've got adhesive, store item, store all resources. How do I store all resources? X. Okay, that's just to transfer them. Upgrade storage is Y. Okay, so minimum batch. Alright, you have to tag for storage is left select. Alright. I tagged for storage.
This is crazy. Why do I have to walk to work? I have all the guns and everything. Why don't it just
I should come get you. Watch out for robots.
Oh,
I don't have anything else I can make.
They should
Hold
have
on.
got
Okay,
a
okay. So if
bike.
I, okay, so if I go like,
Machine somewhere over here, right? Can ride a bike. There's
dude,
bike
the fuck.
generator somewhere.
All right. So I'm gonna write this down. It is right trigger. It's right bumper, which is not the trigger, and then you can select what you want. Like there's me selecting a handgun. Okay, perfect. And now, if I press, how do you reload this stupid thing? Okay, that's not it.
O, R.
Yeah, right trigger plus
Probably like
right joystick.
O or square would reload.
Select item. Alright, because I got like confused as AF. So I go like this, and then, okay, that's so I'm going to get my glasses. Freaking perfect. Okay, you use it. Yep, and you got this cool zoom. Yeah, you got good zoom on this thing. Okay, nice. This is actually pretty awesome. I've got 11 emergency flares. I have
I'm not fully happy unless I'm riding my trusty bike.
Oh
They're
shit.
silent too.
hunter,
So I think the
hunting
machines couldn't
rifle,
hear me when I
5
was trying to
ammunition.
escape.
The most bullets I have is
I
running.
am going to die.
Okay, I'll come out
There's
and
a
see you.
big robot that ran up on me. I don't have any.
We've cleaned out the robots from this area pretty good. Where are you, buddy? We've never seen someone actually die. You walked to work most of the way.
Yeah. Should have kept running. Stood there. And
You got
shot
robots
it
in tow?
like a fucking mag.
Oh, I see them. I see them behind you. The fuck. Keep running. You're gonna come right over this hill. I'm right here on the other side of this hill. Alright, here I am.
Should
Where's fucking
we
robot?
go down
Okay, yeah.
to this
We
house
should go
or
get.
engage this thing?
Come over here. Wait, there's a place we should go get inside. The barn. Here, it's off to the left.
Where is it?
Over here. Sight in on me. Come over here. Okay. This is the door. Alright. Shit. Close this shit. Alright, and if you go upstairs. Wait. There's a crafting table back where that chick was. Forget how to get there.
There's a robot.
Ah, we got laser robots outside. There's a fucking laser shining through that door. Okay, let's go up a layer. Let's find out how to get up a layer. Where's the up?
Stairwell, right? Oh, that doesn't go anywhere.
Big ass robot outside that followed you. Is that a door?
Yeah.
Key maybe?
I know. You just go outside and go around.
Okay, let's try to stay away from the giant ass robots. Let's do it together.
Okay.
Which way?
Let's.
This one? Fucking, where is this thing that wants to kill us? Close these doors. It can't open doors very well. Upstairs? Let's just go upstairs. I'm with you. Oh, you fell.
Opening that door pushed me off.
Dude, this is working. This is freaking working. Alright, come on in.
Robot's literally right down here.
Okay. It makes a terrifying noise. Alright, that's the Jesus Christ. If we kill it in a certain way... Dude, do we have any explosives? We can pilfer it. Come pilfer it. Oh, take all. Alright, now let's go back in the inventory and see if we can build anything with this stuff.
Just
Did you
scrap
get yours?
metal. Yeah, I got some.
Nice. if you kill them in different ways, they have different effects. That's a really tall. That's the first tall one we killed like that.
Yeah.
There's someone's bike.
That fucking hurt.
Okay.
When it
And here's the
shot
crafting
me.
table. Oh, that's the this is the recycling station. All right. So how do we recycle item? Okay. Maybe this is the right place to be.
Damn, I need some more textiles.
I want to go to the crafting station, not the recycling station.
There you go.
Okay, gracias. Alright. Hollow point ammunition. Explosives and lead. Yeah, I would like to craft as many hollow point ammunitions as I can, for sure.
Which ones?
I just made some .32 hollow point, which is the stuff my gun takes. So that was nice.
Oh yeah, you only have 11 more rounds of that stuff? You need more. Good.
What am I doing? SOS, Rebel, Rebel. Rebel, Rebel, Rebel. High school. Oh, these are just emojis. The horns. I got the horns. It's Dude Car.
Which
Oh,
one?
check it out, it's got Dude Car. Dude Car, Dude Car.
Which one? Oh, how do I do this?
Okay,
had
that's
this
cool.
figured out.
Okay, that's point your gun. That's pull the trigger, sorry. Okay,
Ow.
reload is... This is reload. Are you, reload's the square. Alright. Weapon augmentation. What's weapon augmentation? Alright, I got this. I got this hunting rifle. Select is like this. Bronze small fire. 10 more damage when hitting runners.
Alright.
Oh, okay. So
Where
I
do
have
you
to have a
go
whole bunch
next?
of a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, okay. So here's a nice mechanic. If you have a second, I'm at the crafting table, and or
Yeah.
the weapon augmentation table, and check this out. I can press L, my left stick down, and it will tag everything I need. So it'll tag electrolyte, it'll tag lead and weapons parts. So if I want to make a small fryer, or say I want to make an EMP detonator, like a grenade that'll shut down a robot, I need electrolyte, rubber, and weapons parts. And I can tag all of them for a search, which I'm going to do. And
Oh shit.
I think what that means is now on my radar I can see them. I think. That sounds like what's going on. The consumable thing is important because we need to find.
That was different. Skills? Log, schematics,
A bring item. The storage station has
second.
400 gallons of gasoline in it.
Weapon augmenting.
It has a repair kit in it too. Okay.
So did they mark that on your map? Wait.
I
why does-
I hope
I
that's
don't
what I hope that's what that
see.
means. It's a guess. But that would be a nice dynamic because then we would be like, hey, we could build this thing and then we have to go search for it.
Yeah. Well,
Do you know where your bike is? We can make more bikes too. I think I've made all the stuff I can make. I did get some new stuff out of storage though. Let me see if I can make anything new. Hollow point ammunition. Okay, it's not enough resources. Okay, I need an accelerant to make a repair kit. I need more steel. Okay, a simple first aid kit. I need more textiles. I want to open schematic tree. Man, there's a real situation going on here with our tech tree that we can evolve into here.
so the storage box has repair kits. I wonder if we can use repair kits for vehicles. Because why else would we have gasoline?
Yeah,
Unless we, I
gasoline
guess you could
repair
blow
kits.
things up.
I'm with
That's the explosive gas tank, but there's gasoline in the storage box.
you. I'm gonna craft a new bicycle. Spawn vehicle. It's a Y. Didn't really spawn. Okay, that's an X, which was a Y. That wasn't really, that was... My whole thing is messed up here. Okay, that's supposed to be an X. And spawn vehicle is supposed to be a Y. Oh, I'm reading it wrong. Okay, we're good. You can also use the keyboard, which is a very easy way to do it. I'm really committed to this controller. I think it makes me a better person.
Required resources.
Dude, we should go to the next town. Or how do we get a mission again?
How do required resources?
Maybe that searching is only to search in like the equipment tree is what it's searching in. I think we've pretty much raided this part of the world. We need to go hunt some more bots.
Yeah.
I'd totally like to find some more ammunition.
Where's the bike factory? Oh, here.
It's on the map. If you go to the map, flat land, and then follow it to the bike thing, you're right there. And you. All right. So, the last time we were doing all this, how do we get to like a map mode? Okay, here we go. Map. All right, we're at a safe house. We're here. Locate and explore the Saltham bomb shelter. Saltham bomb shelter. Have you seen Saltham anywhere? Here's Saltham. Okay, and here's the bomb shelter. Undiscovered
right?
safe house. Okay, I'm going to select it by pressing this button and track it. All right. I got GPS on this. I got GPS on the bomb shelter we're supposed to do, and it's in this direction. I'm just driving through fucking. All right, so I'm gonna stop here. Maybe you can get me on your map.
Good.
Got me. Okay, great. Where is our? Okay, and we're gonna just follow this stupid little thing here. Okay, now we're gonna slow down. Look for fucking giant killer robots on the road.
I think they don't really hear you on a bike.
Okay, that's good because we can go parallel to the road like this.
Is that water?
Yep, it's a good little stream. Keep an eye out for robot motion. Once we start killing robots, we can get more ammo too from the robots.
This is like a little path.
Fuck.
How was that?
That was
Somehow I
amazing.
managed to jump
Very
that.
lifelike. I ran into a. That was insanity. How lifelike that was when I ran into that tree. I didn't need that level of realism. I look at those. There's explosions overhead, like thunder, but looks like explosions. I just did a wheelie. I figured out how to put 3D glasses on.
Whoa.
I went into my apparel section and I think I downloaded some downloadable content from the Steam store. Hey, you're on the main road, aren't you?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind. You're not. It looked
I don't know where I'm going.
We should
Really
let's
get
follow
ahead of
follow the power lines.
Okay.
You're headed in the right direction. Yeah, these power lines go right into that town that we're looking for. I can check my map. There it is. Mortanus. That means death. Mort is Latin for death. Not good, man. Not good.
Did we go in here?
Yeah, we should definitely go raid every damn thing we can. We need health kits. We need everything. Alright, I'm opening this. Have we already been here? Get in here, close that door. Oh yeah, there's kits in here. Fat textiles. Take all is
that's all I
X.
need. Some
It's right over here.
textiles.
Right there to the right. Yep, and then we need a crafting station, which this looks like somewhere in this. We'll find a crafting station in here somewhere. This is awesome. Hold on. That's me shooting.
Yeah, I saw you shoot the brown.
Or just calling in all the robots. If there are any out here, I'm with you. Anytime you find something, we should call it out so we can both scavenge it, because you usually can both do it.
Yeah, I haven't found anything yet.
You
There's
got
that
that one backpack.
toolbox.
Yep. Sometimes inside the cars.
Sure, forgot about that.
Wish I could drive that thing. Anything in here? Yep, there is something in here. There's a toolbox in here. It's got adhesive, so you can make a first aid kit with all of this.
I need textiles.
Did you see this one and this one in the storage unit?
Yeah.
Yeah, get that one.
I did the box. The bag didn't have. The bags are consumable. I think. Like you can't.
Only one person can grab them.
I want to see what happens if I shoot this tank.
Hang on a second.
Yes.
I'm standing next to that shit. Don't do it, dude. Let's get a robot next to it, then shoot it.
All right, so let's throw down a radio.
Hold on a sec. I don't see any robots. Let's not call them in.
Why
Let's
not?
try. We gotta raid more.
Let's get this party started. There's
Let's
nothing
get this
here.
party. Let's get on our bikes and let's head out. We got what we could get. If there's no reason to call. Dude,
Alright,
keep
here
your
we
head
go.
down in the apocalypse.
I know, well, I'm trying to see how. I haven't died yet, so you know.
I know. I'm not even sure how that dynamic works.
Yeah.
Got your bike?
Yeah. Which way are we needing to go?
I got it on the radar here. Hold on. Okay, bikes can go in two directions. Back up, bike. Okay, let's go. Alright, we follow the power lines to the next town. You are headed in the right direction, according to my map. It's right over here. Oh wait, can we get into this? Can we get into this little shed thing? That looks pretty promising. Hold on a sec. How do I get off here? How do you get off the bike?
E.
E?
Oh yeah, we couldn't get in the store.
We can't get in this thing? Never mind, I'm just stuck back here. I'm just gonna keep moving on. Alright, we need to get on the other side of this wall.
There's a little thing you can get over. Should be able to get over.
Yeah, we need to get out of the compound here.
Oh, even though.
Here, it's over here.
Does it let you get over?
There's a road. There it is, right here. I'll stay by the entrance to it.
On the tractor side of the building.
Can you see where I am? There's a little break in the wall over here.
I got out. Do I need to be going southwest or?
Southwest, yeah. Are you out? You're out?
I think I'm out.
Okay. Southwest. I'll just head in that direction. I just marked it on my map, and then it's on my little map thing. But it's on the main road. We can make some time here on the main road. You're about 73 meters off to my right, and almost right on track here. All right.
You wanna go to this
Abandoned
little
fishing
building to
wharf.
the left?
Okay.
Oh yeah, let's
Raid.
raid these cars.
Okay. Where are you at?
There ain't shit in here.
Oh, we did. I think we've been this way.
Nah, we haven't been this. Yeah. This is new.
There's a whole bunch of fishing stuff down here. I'm gonna get out and look around.
Lots of gas cans.
Grab the gas. If you can. If you can. Grab the gas if you can. Ah, it's a pun.
Hell yeah, finally I can craft one bandage.
Found a little toolbox down by that. Alright, I got some first aid kits and some adhesive. by the riverside.
Oh yeah. Over
Where's
here.
that bike? It's not very lucrative down here. We should just head to the next thing.
Okay.
All right, let's go. I'm just gonna off-road on this thing, on this road. Yeah.
There's my bike
Nice.
in here, but you can't see it.
I'm gonna analyze this next intersection here. Okay, we're just gonna take a look. And I'm gonna use my spy glasses like this.
Yeah, I
see
think
no
I'm
signs of-
going to.
No movement up ahead.
I gotta go work on.
Oh, there's an
doing
RV over there.
Bailey soon.
Okay, how many minutes you think?
15.
Nice. That's perfect. Did you get around this thing? Let's see here. How do we do it?
I like to get around here with my bike.
Oh, you can. You have to crawl through.
Yeah.
Can't take. Probably can't take bikes in. That's what it's trying to tell us.
Fine.
Nice. Alright, so no bikes on this side. Okay, we're in Saltham. So there's a bomb shelter close by. It should be over here. Alright, there's the bomb shelter. I'll wait
4
for
weapons, 1 collectible, and 1 schematic.
you. Okay, there's robots everywhere over here. They can be searched. Dead robots. Okay, I got a bunch of ammo. That's nice. Alright, and here's the bomb shelter. There's backpacks here too. Oh, a punk skirt and textiles. Nice. There's people's luggage. Lots of textiles. Oh, we gotta get to some crafting stations. We gotta make some kits. There's also backpacks by the front door. Somebody's in there. Okay, door is open. How's that flashlight thing work again? Flashlight. There's a flashlight
flare.
button. Don't throw a flare necessarily, but there is a flashlight option. Like,
Here.
okay, there's a light.
What? A dead person? No! How did these ticks get in there? No, 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 no.
There's bats. Search that body, if you want. Man, we need our flashlights. They're saying that there's alien, or there's a. Okay, so how does the inventory thing work? Okay, I'm gonna go into my inventory, and I'm gonna look for a flashlight. I don't see anything in here. It's not under scopes. It's not under ammo. Equipment. We got radios. Okay, steel. Can you hear that sound?
Yeah, but it got so dark all of a sudden.
Where's that fucking flashlight? I'm not seeing any. I don't know how I had a flashlight earlier, but I don't have it now. Alright. Let's
Dude, I went
stay
over-
together. Stay
Just
armed.
barely go down over here, like it turns the lights off once you pass a certain point.
Oh fuck. That's terrifying.
Alright, so you go pistol, I'm gonna pull this emergency flare, see what happens.
Okay, exactly. Toss that emergency flare over there. I don't see it. Okay, got him. Motherfuckers. Okay, there's one. Yeah, there's another one. Should be
Oh.
another one. Can't search it just yet. I don't know how we turn back on the power in this shelter. I'd love to be involved in that project. Alright, I can't see anything. I just got level 4 though. Alright, I'm just groping on this wall. Okay, I can see a little bit. Alright, I'm back to the light. Okay, let's go back
Yeah,
down
how
there.
do you turn the fucking power on?
Okay,
So
this is where we need to use... I need to use my... Use your med kits, if you have them, to heal up.
it's a little button on the wall.
Okay. We just need a flashlight. Let's go out and explore a little bit. Maybe there's some flashlights laying around. I don't... dark,
With
creepy
it.
caves is a fantastic way to die a
Right, yeah,
slow
there's
death.
a bunch of
Okay, there's
houses
stuff in the
over here.
car. Stuff in the car. Oh, more textiles. That's right. And first aid kits. Be sure you search it. Someone's RV's all tied up here. Okay, there's a house. See if we can raid some houses. Here's power. Locked, it requires a lock-picking skill. There's a scaffold on the side of this house.
Yeah, everything's boarded the fuck
You need the
up.
lock-picking skill to get anywhere in here. Oh, I just
Well,
died.
What the hell?
Oh boy.
Skills, combat, support, survival, tech.
Yeah, you have to like go find stuff or learn
Oh, you
stuff to get the
earn
lock-picking.
skill points so you can buy the skills.
Okay.
So
I think a lot of these doors are enabled by lock-picking. A lot of cars. I'm just going through stuff. I got tons of first aid kits and tons of textiles. Wish I could mark this on the map for you. Alright, I'm gonna stick
Alright.
together.
I bought lock picking.
You bought it?
Yep.
Nice. I'm gonna hang out with you if you can open the doors. You can use my skill points for other things when we need them.
So have you found any more doors that require lock picking? Because there wasn't
Up here.
shit in there.
Up here. If you go up this little rail system. Somebody may have put a lock up here on this door. This door can be lock-picked.
There's
Nice.
something out here. Roby.
Oh, there's more lock-picking in here. Not there, but over there. There's nothing in here.
Lock
fucking robot.
requires a lock pick? What the fuck does that mean?
Requires lock-picking skill, is what it tells me.
This one
Oh,
says
you have,
requires lock pick.
so you gotta we gotta get you a lockpick. Oh, there's a light switch. Okay, that's light off. Light on. Okay, light on's good. Art on the walls. Ah, backpack. Firework. That's kind of cool. This isn't like Fortnite where you can just bang your way through things. Oh, I heard a robot.
Yeah, there's some outside.
Hey, there's a search. There's a shotgun scope.
Really?
That was a really high quality. Yeah, there's a thing there to pick up. Right? Can you see it? Right. It looks like you already did it.
Yeah, I did it. Give me a
Shotgun
hat,
scope would
not
be.
a shotgun scope.
I could give you a shotgun scope because you've got a shotgun.
Yeah, I do have a shotgun.
Here, let me figure out how to give it to you. I'll go like this. Go my inventory.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to bounce.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so how do we? All right, we're here, and then so what we do
Transfer?
is we exit to main menu. Okay, all unsaved progress will be lost. How do we save?
Yeah, how do I fucking save this so I don't have to walk to work?
Exactly. How do you save progress and generation 0? No manual save. Yep, there's the... using the auto save function. Look for a flickering hexagon. That doesn't sound real. So, a flickering hexagon somewhere here. It probably just means you can't choose where you do, more or less. Alright, so in the menu.
This is cool. Alright,
Nice.
well we have a long way to
Well,
go
dude,
with this game.
We got a long way to go with this game, but it's kind of a neat mystery to unfold. It's very fun.
Yes.
Dude, have a wonderful rest of your evening, and Feliz Navidad, and take it easy.
Yes, Feliz Navidad. Happy New Year's.
Happy New
See
Year's.
ya in 2024.
See you in 2024. Take it easy.
Peace.